Star Japanese pitcher Roki Sasaki is expected to be posted in the next coming days before the MLB winter meetings. Do the New York Mets have a realistic shot at this phenom pitcher, or is this all just smoke? Let's get into it. All right, Mets fans, welcome back to the channel. We are talking about Roki Sasaki, who is expected to be posted per numerous reports at this point in the next coming days as we are heading closer and closer to the MLB winter meetings. Obviously, they start tomorrow, Monday, December 9th. Before we get into this video, please do hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and if you want more Mets offseason content as well as in-season content, we will be here for both. And make sure to comment your thoughts and opinions down below. But I really wanted to make this video because there was a report coming out of the SNY account over on X stating that the Mets could be real players for and in the sweepstakes for Roki Sasaki this offseason, as he is expected to be posted in the next couple of days, therefore opening the 45-day window for teams to negotiate and inevitably sign him to a contract. But before we get into the feasibility of signing Roki Sasaki for the New York Mets, let's just take a look at the type of pitcher, very briefly, of the caliber of what he is, right? 4 seasons in the NPB, Japanese League, baseball. He has performed exceptionally, and he is only 22 going on 23 years old. As we head into this offseason, you can see the total NPB stats for Roki Sasaki over the past 4 seasons. 414 just over innings pitched, a collective 2.02 ERA. The 6.0 hits per 9 is a fantastic marker at this point. 11.4 strikeouts per 9, which is exactly what you want to see in terms of the ability to put hitters away. And we'll talk about the types of pitches that he possesses here in just a second. And only 2 walks per 9 that he is averaging over the last 4 seasons. Presumably, he has control of every single pitch that he is implementing into his arsenal. Again, the recent reports, I will just stay up front, have the Padres and the Dodgers leading as favorites, as were and as was expected in this free agency as soon as he was to be posted. Being on the West Coast, obviously with Yu Darvish, especially on the Padres, and Yamamoto and Shohei Ohtani at this point on the Los Angeles Dodgers, the West Coast seems to be the favorite. And honestly, Mets fans, I'm not going to lie, just a little bit of a spoiler alert. I am not expecting him to be in this rotation. But even before we get into the reason of why I'm not expecting him to be in this rotation, let's just take a look at the outlook and the potential factor that he has as a pitcher and the projectability that he has as a major leaguer. You take a look at the 2023 versus the 2024 metrics with Roki Sasaki in the NPB. 2023 was dominated by the 4-seam fastball as well as the split finger, and tertiary was the slider. He also did try out a curveball in that season, and you take a look at the downward graphic here with the red arrow pointed down in 2024 with those metrics. Heavy fastball, the split finger was a little bit less in usage because the slider as his tertiary pitch took a little bit more priority, and he completely got rid of that curveball. Yes, that is right, folks. Roki Sasaki is essentially a 3-pitch pitcher, which is not bad whatsoever because his 2 secondary pitches that he possesses outside of that lively 4-seam fastball that can reach up to 102. Yes, that's right, 102 miles per hour. They are absolutely effective. You take a look at the splitter, a 57.1% whiff rate, and compare that to the slider, which is his tertiary pitch at a 40.7% whiff rate. He is able to get swing and miss, and that is absolutely reflected in his year-to-year over the last 4 seasons in the NPB. Now, I do realize that in 2023, in comparison to 2024, the strikeout rate was higher. He was able to fix a little bit of his walks issue between the 2 seasons, but the strikeouts were going down. I have no doubt in my mind, especially with all the reports that we have, that Roki Sasaki is going to strike major league hitters out at a very high rate. The splitter is said to be plus, and so is the slider. And the slider is expected to be a little bit behind that splitter. Just, it's not really indicative in terms of the slider not being successful. It's just that his splitter is that good, according to the scouts. But does this signing make sense for the New York Mets? And I'm pretty sure this is what you all came here in terms of finding out within this video. Of course, it's good to know about what Roki Sasaki possesses, but is he a true candidate for the New York Mets to actually sign in this upcoming offseason as they are looking more and more down the path of progressing their starting rotation, even though they just signed Clay Holmes and Frankie Montas, presumably to be factors in the rotation? My answer to that is no, New York Mets fans. I do not want to get you all hyped up for no reason. I do not expect Roki Sasaki to come to New York for a variety of reasons. First and foremost, you could probably imagine the geography side of things not being in favor of the Mets or Yankees in comparison to the Dodgers and Padres. But thanks to a friend of mine that I would consider over on that X/Twitter app at BKFan09, who is a very great expert in all things international free agency in that pool of players that the Mets are going after for the New York Mets. Make sure you do go ahead and follow that account if you want more IFA news and updates. The New York Mets have a big hurdle because they are expected to sign star Dominican international free agent who is only actually at this point 17 years old, Elian Pena, to a massive deal. And Elian Pena is taking up about $5 million projected of the Mets' total maybe just over $6 million IFA pool allotment for this upcoming IFA pool free agency. And therefore, by process of elimination, because we all know Roki Sasaki is only 22, going on 23 years old, he is only eligible to get a signing bonus with that IFA pool money from the way that I understand it. And this is a little bit of a different situation than Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who came into this free agency or his free agency last offseason being 25 years old, which is that threshold for these international free agents. Again, there is a situation where the Mets could pull an offer from Elian Pena and pull that $5 million mark if they are confident that Roki Sasaki would be able to come over to Queens. But everything is pointing toward the fact, the reports and just the speculation and rumor mill in general is that he prefers the West Coast, whether it's the Padres, whether it is the Los Angeles Dodgers, perhaps maybe another West Coast team or two mixed there in between. Again, Mets fans, the whole entire point of this video, I wanted to get you all a little bit familiar with what Roki Sasaki possesses and what his, I guess, peak could look like in terms of the projectability at the major league level. But I hate to burst your bubble, but it's unfortunate and I have to do it. I do not expect Roki Sasaki to be a serious candidate and a serious option for the New York Mets. Let me know what you think of this video in the comment section down below. Please do subscribe to the channel. Hit those thumbs up buttons, smash those thumbs up buttons. It means the world to me. Again, I strive very hard to provide you all the best content that I possibly can. Please do let me know and give me feedback, whether it is with your subscriptions or whether it is with your comments about the type of content that I'm providing. Let's go Mets. And until next time, see you all on the next video. Peace.
Thank you for watching the True Mets Talk podcast. Make sure you're tapping on that notifications button and checking out all the latest content on the channel. Thank you.